evolution debate, and what I want you guys to take away from what we've been going over the last 6 or 7 weeks is that evolution is a philosophy, a belief system, a way of life, just like religion is. Religion is an excuse of man to meet God on man's terms, and evolution is an excuse for some. Atheistic evolution is this excuse for some people to not even have to deal with God at all. But the Bible doesn't really teach religion. It teaches a relationship with Jesus Christ, God's Son. And so, in that respect, religion is also a way of avoiding that relationship. We want to put things in our control. We want to be responsible for our own destinies and try to figure it out on our own without God. But we looked at some things over the last 6 or 7 weeks, and one of the things we looked at was the laws of thermodynamics. The creationists would say that we look at the world around us and we see that every system in the world is just decaying and falling apart. Nothing is evolving into a higher order. The law of thermodynamics seems to apply. The evolutionists would say that the law of thermodynamics only applies to closed systems, and the universe is an open system, and you have energy from the sun and all these things that would make evolution possible, even though we don't see those kind of things around us today. The creationists would say if you have a lot of energy coming into a system without a blueprint for channeling that energy, all you get is destruction. Plants have a system of photosynthesis, and without that system of photosynthesis, the sun would just oxidate the plants. In fact, the sun's energy, without channeling it, is oxidating and destroying a lot of things. In fact, that's one of the problems in theories of origins, as far as chemical and non-living matter converting into living biological matter, is how did it get to that point without a system in place, without energy from the sun and other things just destroying it before it could even get going? That's where the whole idea of complexity that we talked about comes into. Complexity, if something is so complex that it can't survive without every intricate part, how could it evolve that way? If the Earth's atmosphere started slowly turning back to methane now, would we evolve away as human beings? Would we evolve into the ability to breathe methane? No, we would just go extinct, because there's not a blueprint within us to get us to that point where we could breathe methane. There has to be a blueprint in place. So complexity is one of the strong arguments that this isn't all just an accident. And finally, the age-old question is, was time, space, and matter just always here, or was God just always here? That is a question that we're not capable really of coming to a definite conclusion about. Your philosophy of life determines what you're going to believe about what you see in the world around you. And my hope is if you're using evolution as a way to escape dealing with the whole issue of God, because yes, it is a messy issue, because everybody wants to throw their ideas of God into the mix, and we come up with a lot of sensitive issues, and it's really easy to just say, well, there is no God, and we can prove it now through science. But my hope is if you're going along that route, my hope is that you will get to the point in your life where you'll see that you're totally unsatisfied with the fact that your life is virtually meaningless, and that when God's Spirit talks to you, you'll listen and you'll start seeking Him out and saying, maybe I do need to deal with God in my life.